Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video here on Design to Sell. So this is the second video of this series. If you don't know what this series is, I recommend going to watch my Design to Sell introduction because this is different than a fixer-upper. I don't want people to think I love Little Simslie, and I don't want people to think I'm copying her, because I'm not. This is a completely different series that actually does exist on HGTV. So it's another one of my favorites besides fixer-upper. So you know, it's something I wanted to try on my channel, and I've already had fun doing it. So I just want to make that clear. I don't want people to hate on me because I like her too, and I would never want to steal any other people's content. You know, if you're copying someone else's series, it doesn't really make it original for subscribers, I feel like. So I'm trying to just do something that I'm also interested in that exists, and I couldn't really find this anywhere else on the gallery or YouTube, so I don't really think anyone has done this yet, so I think I'm in the clear. So, but this is a really fun series. So, and if my voice sounds kind of weird, sorry, I'm getting sick. Also, I ordered a Blue Yeti. So right now I'm recording from, I have Astro gaming headset that my boyfriend got me for my birthday one year. And funny thing is, they're actually more expensive than the Yeti. They were like $250 headphones. But they are more meant for gaming because the sound is so intense. He bought them for me because I play Skyrim and the sound is incredible. But it's not as good at recording. So if you've ever heard static, even though my voice sounds somewhat pretty good, if you've ever heard static, that's why. So I did order that Blue Yeti. So this video is going to be pre-recorded. Did you see what I just put up there? Design Blue. Oh, Natalie. If this video is going to be pre-recorded, because I do work a full-time job and I go to school full-time, so, but I'm planning to upload like 6 times a week, so it is a little hard for me to try to record as I go, so I do pre-record a little bit. The only videos I don't pre-record is CC shopping and CC finds, just because I want those to remain relevant. But just more information for you guys, so you can expect the audio to be a lot more clear in the next few videos once I receive that from Amazon. So anyways, so here we are. This is the house that I picked out on the gallery under the hashtag Design to Sell, and I will include that also in the description below. So really important to know what I'm looking for, because I don't want to do like a fixer-upper in the sense that it doesn't need to be like the awesome creations that people make for like Little Simslie's fixer-upper. It's not supposed to be something where I'm knocking down walls because it's, you know, that a fixer-upper. This is more design. So this is just an old-fashioned house. Like, it's actually not that bad looking. You know, maybe some of it is a little just outdated. It looks like it's probably a little old, but it does cost $45,000 on, or it's worth $45,000. And she put just a little description for me. She just said, fix me and Nhaaga, budget is unlimited, I want a modern adult house. So right now, as you can kind of see, and I'll do a tour, it's pretty old-fashioned looking. It kind of looks like they started updating the maybe kitchen a little bit. It looks like they painted the cabinets white, which does fit in with kind of the modern thing they're looking for. And they said adult house, so I'm assuming they don't want any kids' bedrooms, which probably makes sense since there's only one bedroom anyways. So and budget is unlimited. They must be freaking rich, so I'm not gonna worry about putting a budget in. I mean, so that will be different in this video. If you watched my last video, you saw that I was keeping track of how much we spent on each room. I'll still do that, but again, it doesn't matter because they don't have a budget. It'll just be for fun to see how much we actually spent. So I'm gonna do a tour for you guys. So this is the house. It's pretty little. You can see maybe some of the trees are kind of just old, maybe dying, so maybe we can kind of trim them up a bit. Some of the landscaping is just a little old-fashioned. Maybe there needs to be some flowers to kind of make that look a little nice. Whoops. I think the windows are okay. I think maybe the brick could be updated. Maybe it just needs to be cleaned or painted because it looks like it's worn down, so we could fix that. So when you go into the house, oh, maybe we should do this. when you go into the house, can we go in here? Or, I guess it's gonna go up. Oh, there's a random mailbox there. I am going to just get rid of that because that's quite annoying. I'll put that right here. Okay, so when you go into the house, you got, you know, your like living room right here, and I think this is actually really nice. The fireplace could be updated as well, and all new furniture because this is definitely not their style, it seems like. The flooring could be updated to be maybe a little more lighter, so probably just painted. We can paint it or completely replace it. We'll kind of see what we're kind of looking at. So, and then they just have like a little dining room TV here, or dining room table right here. So even though they want a modern kind of style, probably all of you are thinking, yeah, well, we could knock down some of these walls to make it more open. We could, but that's not what this show's about. It's more just coming in and designing all of this to be updated. They don't normally knock down walls, so we're not going to do that in this series. I don't want to do that at all. You can if it somewhat makes sense. If you saw my last one, I did knock down some walls, so they could demolish these if they wanted to. But she didn't really specify to do that, so I'm not gonna do that. So this is gonna be kind of a learning thing for me to see what, you know, more, kind of discovering more what the series is gonna entail of. So we're kind of discovering that together. But here's the kitchen. So we could probably update some of these doors. I mean, the windows are a little old-fashioned. You could replace windows. People do that when they do, you know, designing. Depends on the windows. Usually windows aren't something people replace, but I feel like we probably could, so we'll look at that. And then I do like these cabinets. I feel like those can be definitely modern because of the white, so we'll just paint the cabinets white. We'll replace the, well, I mean, this could be considered modern. I kind of like it, so maybe we'll just get a new stove. Yeah, so it's not bad. It's not bad. And then you come over here, and I think this is just a bathroom. Yeah, so, oh, is there not a shower in here? Oh, there is. It's just because I was probably too close to it. It disappeared. So, there's a shower, and, you know, I think this looks okay. The color is pretty actually modern, so I might keep those because they look like they're still in pretty good shape and they're not too old-fashioned, so maybe those have been updated as well recently. So if you come in here, we have the bedroom. This is the master. You know, this is kind of what's sucky about this is that you can't change really, like, you couldn't extend the house, right? Demolishing walls to make a room bigger or something probably could be realistic. I don't know if I've seen that in the show. It's actually been a little bit of a while. I watched an episode a few days ago to refresh my mind, but I don't have like cable anymore, so I haven't seen it for a while. But knocking down a few walls to open the space makes sense, but extending this or changing roofing, something that does not make sense because it would ruin the structure of the house. Does that make sense? So I think demolishing some walls, and that, I guess I'm changing my mind. Sorry, I'm going back and forth, but I'm just trying to see what makes sense and is realistic for this series. So maybe we will open up the kitchen then, because we probably would be able to, and that would be okay. So we'll look at it. But like this, it's like this is sucky because this bedroom is really small and we cannot extend this because that just does not make sense on this show. It's not meant to do that. It's meant to be designing. So I think I have some ideas to make it so the bed can be easier accessible for two Sims. We'll figure it out. So, and then, sorry, my throat hurts and I got a gross cold. My boyfriend gave it to me, so thanks, Ivan. But if you look out here, you know, the fence could be updated. It's kind of like an old stone, but it's not very privacy. So maybe we could put a nice, you know, more modern tall fence. I think this is where I'm going to do the most work because this is quite a big backyard. So I feel like we could fit a pool in here and, you know, get an actual built-in patio would look nice. So maybe not a pool because it's not as big, I guess, as I thought it was. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe a hot tub would just be nice. Definitely a barbecue area. So I'm going to spend some money to do it out here. And I don't think they want to keep any of the furniture. Nothing is really important to them. Like in my last one, if you watch my last one, I did keep some of it because of the storyline. It was really important. It was her grandma's house, basically. So she wanted to keep some of her stuff. So, well, let's get straight then into this design renovation. Hey everyone, so we're now back into the renovation of this house. I guess more the design of this house. So this one's a little shorter because of course it is smaller, but I had fun doing this. I am not normally attracted to modern or contemporary, I guess, as much, but it was kind of fun to challenge myself and like try these different kind of color combinations and color palettes, and so yeah, I had fun. So as you know, I'm not going to comment on the build, so I'm going to tell kind of just a little short story, basically. If you watched my last speed build, I told a story about my middle school days, and I just want to kind of talk about the relationship me and my older sister had. She's, I think we're 8 years apart, so, or maybe not that much, but I mean, she has 3 kids, right, and I don't have any kids, so I guess she's more like 6 years, I think, older than me. So when she lived at home, because I'm the youngest out of all my siblings, when she lived at home, I was, in middle school, and she was, I guess, close to being a senior, because she got married when I was in like 8th grade. So anyways, but when she lived at home, we never really got along because, of course, she was a teenager. We were both kind of teenagers, right? I was more preteen. She was a teen. So we had our hormones, and we used to fight all the time. But, I remember this specific time where I would love to go in her room, and she had a really cool, like, stereo system, which makes me laugh because it's like, that was like that was the shit, like, basically back then. Like, it was a really big, like, bulky stereo that had all these, like, plug-in speakers, like, around it, and I would go in there and blast, like, NSYNC and dance in front of her, like, length mirror, and, like, put on a backwards hat and pretend like I was, like, Justin Timberlake, and just sit there and, like, and she gets so mad when she'd come home and I'd be in her room. But there was this one specific time where, keep in mind, this is like 2000s, right? So glitter, like body glitter, was totally a thing. And she had this little vial of glitter that was like white glitter but with pink undertones. And she got it from Hot Topic, and it was like, expensive for being a teenager. And I remember just being so, like, mesmerized by it. So when she wasn't home, I would sneak in her room and, like, put some on my face or put some on my body. Well, one time, I accidentally spilled, like, half of it. And I mean, I think I was, like, in the middle of cleaning it up or something, trying to put it, like, back in the bottle. And she came in her room and she's like, "Natalie, are you serious? You just spilled my, like, $10 glitter. Why would you do that?" Like, just like yelling at me. And I remember being so mad, and I just like stomped to my room and slammed the door. And and so I was so mad that she yelled at me, and basically that, I don't know, I guess I was kind of mad that I spilled it, and then I got in trouble and she caught me. I don't know exactly what I was mad about. She's the one who should be mad, not me, right? But I was mad at her. So again, when she wasn't home, probably out with their friends or something, I don't remember, but I went into her room and I got a crayon and I colored on, like, a bunch of things in her room. Like, she had a Nintendo 64, and that was a big deal to have that in her room, and I colored crayon all over, like, the console, and it's not like it was that big of a deal, it would come off, right? But I mean, I thought that was, like, so, like, I'm a badass, like, type of thing. So I, like, colored all over the Nintendo, and I colored all over her posters. She had, like, posters of, like, I think it was NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and maybe Usher, and I remember coloring on all those and just, like, coloring on anything and everything that I could. And I actually don't remember her reaction. I don't know if she did get mad. I think my mom got mad at me, which was kind of a first. But I'm pretty sure she like was like, Natalie, like, don't do that again. You should not do that to your sister's things, like that type of stuff. But it just makes me laugh because we've talked about it before, and she's like, I don't remember that. And she's like, I remember you spilling my glitter, but I don't remember you drawing all over my stuff. So apparently that didn't piss her off that bad that I ruined all her posters. I don't know. So that is just funny. I remember doing that as a kid, and she would always want to try to do my hair. She used to call me a scraggle muffin, and because I mentioned I used to have a perm when I was in like elementary, so I guess this was more elementary than it was middle school. So she was in high school, but in elementary I had a perm, and I was not like, I never took care of it, because if you know anything about perms, you have to maintain them, you have to keep them healthy, you have to style them, all that kind of stuff, otherwise it does look frizzy. And then I did it. I mean, I was just a kid. I think my mom wanted me to get one because then she figured I wouldn't have to do my hair as much. But that wasn't true. So I never did it. And so my sister would always make fun of me, and she'd be like, you're such a scraggle muffin, you know, like teasing like sisters do. I know she feels so bad about it now. She's like, I was such a mean sister, I'm so sorry. And it's just like, you just laugh about it. It's just siblings, you know. Anyways, so she always used to try to do my hair. She would always be like, Natalie, let me do your hair. And I'd be like, no, leave me alone. I'm playing with my Bratz dolls, or I'm playing with my Barbies. She'd be like, you have to grow up at some point. Like, you know, always want to put makeup on me. And I never wanted to do anything like that. And like the couple of times she made me do it, it's because like she bribed me with something, you know. And I also remember, I'm kind of going on all these tangents, but I'm just saying this as memories come up. But I also remember we used to have to do chores. I know it's kind of funny, but since I'm the youngest, basically when all my siblings got married, my parents, I think, were just like didn't really want to parent anymore, so they didn't really ever make me do chores. But when my sister lived at home, we each had our own thing, and one of mine was vacuuming the stairs. And I hated vacuuming the stairs. Or no, that was my sister's, and she hated vacuuming the stairs, and so did I. But she would bribe me a lot because she got an Xbox, like not an Xbox like 360. It was the original Xbox for Christmas, and it was hers, and it wasn't mine. So I would like to play like The Sims on Xbox. And she would always bribe me and say, if you vacuum the stairs, or if you do my chore, I'll let you play The Sims, or I'll let you play the Xbox. And I'd be like, really? And to me, that made me like so excited that I could play her Xbox, basically. So I remember that, and I remember her bribing me, and I remember hating to do the stairs so bad, but the thought of being able to play Xbox was worth it enough. So it's kind of funny how that works. So anyways, those are a few of my memories with my sister. My sister's name is Brittany is her name, Brittany, whatever. My mom calls her Brittany, which I guess is technically, I guess how you would say it. We just call her Brit. I mean, I haven't called her Brittany in so long. It's spelled Brittany, so I think that's why my mom pronounces it Brittany instead of Brittany, because it has like technically the two T's and the A. I guess I've never really thought about it, because I haven't really called her, like, I do call her Brittany, I do, but to me that just sounds weird, so I never call her that. I always call her Brit, always. Just like everyone calls me, I mean, in my family, everyone calls me Nat, if they do. I mean, you know, my mom, like, I don't really have like a cutesy nickname. You know how sometimes in your family, like, your dad will call you Pumpkin, or Sweetie or something, right? Like, I mean, my mom will call me Sweetie sometimes, or that kind of stuff, but usually they just call me Nat. I don't have a cutesy nickname. I kind of wish I did. That would actually be kind of fun, but I mean, a lot of people call me Nat. Like, even people I'm not like necessarily friends with, like at work, they'll just be like, what's up, Nat? Like, and I'm just kind of like, oh, kind of throws me off, because I don't know, like, my boyfriend Ivan doesn't really call me Nat that often, like, so it's just weird to hear it, because I don't hear it in like my everyday life. So kind of funny how you have those nicknames. But yeah, I mean, we call her Brit, so tangent, but yeah, so we're super close now. But it was just funny because we had a real sibling fighting. We never like actually like physically fought or anything, which I know some siblings do, but we never did that. We just, you know, argued, and I tried to steal her stuff because I wanted to be like her, basically, and I wanted everything she had. But anyways, so it's coming to an end. I mean, as you can see, I was just testing to make sure everything was working. I wanted to make sure 2 Sims could get in that bed, so I didn't put a bedside table there. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this one. It was really fun to do. Like I said, I don't normally lean towards this color palette or modern in general. And I really like the way that it turned out. Like, I mixed a couple of different types of colors. You know, I have the blacks, the like golds, there's a few gold accents, that light wood. It's just all mixed together, and I think it looks really good. So I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, if you want to submit your houses to me, please do so under the hashtag designtosell on the gallery. And like I've said in my past videos, I don't want to demolish walls. I did knock down the kitchen wall, but that could be realistic. But I can't extend walls. I can't change the layout of the floor plan because that's not realistic for the show. So just keep in mind what I'm looking for. I would love to see backstories because that makes me really be able to really create the right type of house if I have a fun backstory to go off of. Budgets are more fun to do, I feel like, but if you don't want to do a budget, it doesn't matter. At the end of this video, I have screenshots and what I spent in every room, just so you can, you know, so it's kind of that cliffhanger, right? You want to stick around to see, ooh, how much was all that worth? So it's kind of crazy when you actually price out items, you don't realize how expensive they are. Like, a bowl of fruit is like 95 bucks. But the dish rack is like 35, and it's just like, I mean, you would buy the fruit at the grocery store, which would not be $95 worth. So the bowl that the fruit is in is $95. I don't know. It's just kind of funny how much you realize everything is worth. So anyways, I didn't put a poll also because it was, I don't know, there just wasn't really space for it. And I think the hot tub is kind of nice. It's just like the 2 of them. I imagine it's just like a couple who never wants kids or something, or, you know, roommates, whatever. So anyways, that's the end of the build. So I will see you guys in my next video. Please like and subscribe.